When you create a pivot chart, Excel uses a basic layout to determine when and where to display elements. Those elements can include the chart title, a legend representing the data series, and axis titles and labels. The basic layout Excel uses is probably good enough for a quick look at your data, but you will most likely want to change how your PivotChart's elements are arranged before you share your chart with your colleagues. For example, Excel comes with a gallery of chart layouts from which to choose. You can display those layouts by clicking your pivot chart, and then on the Design Contextual tab, clicking the More button at the bottom right corner of the Chart Layouts gallery. Then you can click the layout that you want to apply. For this example, I'll just click the top left, which is layout number 1. And when I do, Excel changes the chart's layout. Even if the layout you choose includes elements such as a title or legend, those items either won't appear or will display a placeholder, in this case, chart title, if the pivot chart's arrangement doesn't supply a value for that element. In this example, I'm summarizing the data using a column chart and have company in the axis fields area and here in the legend fields area. The default pivot chart layout won't display a chart title unless I created it myself. So how would you do that? Well, to edit your chart element, you can click it to select it, and then you can move the mouse pointer over the edge of the item and then drag it to any place that you like on the pivot chart. And then if you want to undo something, you can just press Ctrl-Z, and I'll press Ctrl-Z again to put the chart title back in this original place. And then you can edit the text by selecting the text and then changing it to company by year. And then if you click the item to select it, you can use the tools on the Home tab to change the formatting of the text. So let's say, for example, that I want to make the text a little bit larger, make it 24 point. I can do that using the tools that you're familiar with from your regular reuse of Excel. You can also delete a chart element. And while I have my chart title selected, if I press the delete key, it goes away. However, if I reapply the layout I had before by clicking Chart Layouts and then Layout 1, then the chart title element comes back, but the previous value is lost. If you want more fine-grained control over your pivot chart's layout, then you can click the pivot chart and then click the Layout Contextual tab on the ribbon. And doing so allows you to change many different aspects of your chart. For example, you can add axis titles to the pivot chart. To do that, you click the Axis Titles button, which is here, and then select whether and how to display the horizontal or vertical axis title. So we'll look at the horizontal axis, and then you can either display it as none or the title below the axis. I'll choose that second option, and you see that we have an axis title, and in this case, that is the year. So I will select the text inside the chart element and type year. You should take the time to experiment with the built-in layouts available for you to use with Excel pivot charts. You might discover that most of your design work has already been done.